All right. We alive. We alive.
Yes.
Hello, my brother Gustav. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. And how are you doing? How are you doing?
Hey, Dimo, I feel blessed, man. What an awesome day to be alive. I feel blessed today. It's an awesome day to be alive, my man. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's a new year. And
Yes.
just the fact that we are alive, just the fact that we crossed over to 2026, that simply means we still have to push forward with that purpose and we still have work to do. What do you think?
Actually, the beautiful thing about time is finite, right? The important thing is you don't create time, you just make time. So the beautiful thing is, especially in this time and age, with the purpose that is aligned with a lot of clarity. Because one of the things I realized, the demo in this on this journey, especially helping to coach all the different clients we get a chance to coach, is the biggest challenge is actually not even some of the things people worry about. The biggest challenge is clarity. A lot of people don't have clarity on what they are supposed to be doing, on what they really would love to do, and what they are born to do. And so when I look at you, I look at myself, I look at a few people who have been privileged to find the courage, the determination, the effort, the willingness to focus on identifying what their purpose is, and then having clarity on what their mission is. Don't take it for granted. That's why as we're kicking out this new year, I am excited because we're gone for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then we're back again. I know some naysayers were out there saying, they finally got tired. No, we are not tired. We are never going to get tired. We are not going to stop. We will keep doing this until we drop dead. I was watching a guy today, just before we jumped online, and this guy is actually the most celebrated voice in that. That is that sport where they shoot some small arrow like thing to a board. It's a game, but it's a game that people perform in the Olympics. And this guy has been calling that games now in England for about 40 something years, and he's respected globally as one of the best voices in the game, right? And one of the things the guy said is, so the journalist was asking him, how did you develop that kind of a voice? It is unique, it is house, it is like kind of like a Louis Armstrong, kind of Charlie Black, kind of a mixture. And the guy said, well, he didn't do it intentionally. He started smoking at the age of 10. Of course, smoking is not good, but it
Yep.
affected his voice. And the thing now ended up being his own tool for his destiny. Right? So I'm not telling anybody by any chance to go and be smoking, but I'm just saying that he was also able to look at it and say, hey,
He didn't do it
what is it that I'm called to do?
intentionally at the age of
What is it that I'm born to do?
smoking is
What
not
is it that I have in me
affected
that I
his
can
voice.
apply
And
already
the
and
thing now
start
ended
using
up
it
being his
and
own
fine tune it to be notorious for that? Man, Happy New Year, my brother.
Happy New Year, my brother. What a powerful story. I was just reading this morning. I fell on an article about Dave Ramsey.
Oh, I
And
saw that posting. I haven't read it, but oh, I
yeah,
like it.
so
Mm-hmm.
it's about his journey. Dave Ramsey was worth over close to $2 million by the time he was 28. And this
Wow.
guy, he was dealing in real estate. Guess what? By 34, he lost everything. He filed for bankruptcy. He was at zero. He was
Wow.
sleeping on his sister's couch and he didn't know what to do. From there, he started walking around his community, going to churches and to small businesses, and started telling them on how to start from scratch and how to budget and stuff like that. Knowing where he has come from, and
Correct.
they could believe in him and listen to him. And that
Correct.
is how he grew up and started his own radio show. And now he is a multi millionaire.
Correct.
So I believe that wherever you find yourself today, be it at the bottom of the barrel, be it at
Mm-hmm.
the top, there is still enormous opportunity out there. Again, I strongly believe it's not the number of times that you fall, but it's the number of times that you get up and continue to go. And
Fact.
again, surrounding yourself with those right people, surrounding yourself with the right people can take you a long way. Because I don't know, some of us today, we might be at that bottom of the barrel We have given up. We don't know where to start. Maybe we've lost a job, we've lost our savings, we're down on our business, and we are just scraping the last of the barrel in order to survive. We don't see any leeway out there. I just want to tell somebody out there that there's always an opportunity. And and you don't get to a place when they don't know that you're going to stand and get going again. Every reset is an opportunity for an upset. So don't feel bad to find yourself where you are, but rather surround yourself. If you can't deal with it by yourself, find that trusted partner, that trusted person, and have that conversation with. Because I'll tell you, iron sharpens iron. If you
True.
can't do it all by yourself, find that trusted person and we will get going. Let's get to work, my brother. It's 2026.
You got me locked into the motivation and inspiration, and then you just close the sermon like that.
It is
Hey,
2026, man.
absolutely,
I'm
absolutely.
so, I really miss this. The past 3 weeks, we haven't really have our stuff going. I was like, oh, I need my brother to come back. Let's get this going, man.
Absolutely,
Some
man.
folks reached out to me. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? I say, you guys know what? Once in a while, I can pop here on, you can pop on Facebook or go live.
Correct.
It's different when you have that interaction.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so today we're going to be talking about certain things, right? We're going to be talking about why we work hard and keep our head down, but the mindset that we have with respect to building wealth, we don't get it. We
Mm-hmm.
always want to work.
Mm-hmm.
In your perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me why is it hard for folks to get into the mindset of building wealth? They are stuck in that mindset of just working and working
Mm-hmm.
very hard, especially our immigrant community. That's
Mm-hmm.
all about working and working hard, and they don't want to look outside of the box with
Mm-hmm.
respect to how what they are currently making can
Mm-hmm.
multiply
Mm-hmm.
enormously over time. Can you tell me?
And that's an interesting perspective, Edimo, because it is rooted in a couple of things. Number one, the socio-cultural history of who most immigrants are, the communities we come from, and the education we've received. And believe you me, this is not only limited to immigrants, even though most of our audiences are immigrants. It even applies to everybody in America, for example, or in other parts of the world, right? The very fundamental tenets of wealth building comprises of a couple of pillars. The number one pillar is hard work, which means the ability to generate money. The number two pillar is security, the ability to secure that money you've generated. The number three pillar is management, being able to generate, secure, manage the money you are making. The fourth and important pillar is multiplying that money. And a lot of times, by the way, most of us are raised, by the education we have, not only from home, but even informally through television, through influential people, is they teach us how to be disciplined, how to work hard, be a good employee, do something diligently, be honest, be courageous, go to work every day, be reliable, be dependent. But they don't teach us that last piece, which is the most critical piece about well building, which is multiplication of what comes in. And I think that is where, especially as immigrants, many immigrants struggle because the work ethic is there, the discipline is there, the willingness to work hard is there. Talk about the people who put the greatest number of overtime hours anywhere you go in America, it's immigrant people. Talk about the people who show up to work, whether they are sick, they are happy, they are frustrated, they don't like what Donald Trump did, they hate what is going on, immigrant people. Talk about the people who are willing to be the first to raise their hand when they need somebody to stay back, immigrant people. I remember my days working as a nursing assistant. Boy, I came into America at 23. And when we started working, I looked at the money they were paying us, $12 an hour. I converted to CFA at that time. A dollar was 700 francs. They had to tell us that it is illegal. It is against the law to work for 24 hours because we were just picking up those hours like crazy, right? But at that time, Nobody taught us how to multiply the money that was coming in. And in that process now, we are trying to figure out ways to multiply, because in your head, you know that you have to do some kind of business. You have to do something to multiply. And when you don't know what you are doing, everything is hard, like you said today on your Facebook page, because we are not educated about that piece of multiplication. It makes it in such a way that we are always focused on hard work. And that hard work usually involves us applying time and applying our physical body. The one thing we never stop to think about is, hey, there is going to be a time when my body is not going to be able to do this. There is going to be a time when I don't have the physical, emotional, mental strength to do this. And the third thing, time is finite. I only have 24 hours a day. I cannot work non-stop like robots, right? And by the time we really start thinking about those things seriously, it's when our bodies have started forcing us to think about that, because we no longer can work the long hours. We no longer can pick up overtime. We no longer can really make as much money as we want to make with it, working the hours we used to work. Then we start looking left and thinking, what else can I do to make extra money? That is the time now we start rushing into businesses that don't make sense. That is the time when people start telling you about opportunities where you put money, you get paid $10,000 a month for doing nothing. And that's why you notice people who fall into scams are usually in their 40s and 50s, because they've started to feel that heat. You've worked now to the point where you are probably at the middle level management if you are following the corporate ladder, or mostly you've really just worked in the same company. The pay raise now is where they're giving you $10 a year, if at all they make up to that amount of money in raises, right? So you cannot really exponentially increase your earnings. And now your children are starting to go to college. You are starting to feel the heat of retirement coming. Your parents are getting older. They need more help, so they need more money from you. Your in-laws are getting older too. They need a little bit more money. At that point in your life, you've worked for about 15 years and you're feeling like, I got to be flexing a little bit. So you want to buy a new car. You want to move into a new house. You want to start taking vacations to Paris and take a picture at the Eiffel Tower. And now the money starts getting short. You start realizing that you're having more months after the money, right? So somehow it's like you are covering a blanket that is short. So you either pull it up to cover your face or you pull it down to cover your foot, but you can't cover both parts of your body at the same time. So
I
that is
love
somehow,
see.
eh?
You know what? I love the way you put some of these things. Just to piggyback on certain things that you said, right? You make mention of the fact that people start feeling the heat,
Yeah,
especially in their 40s and their
yeah,
50s.
yeah,
And we're living in such, especially those people that are in the United States, we're living in a very scary times.
yeah,
Whether you have papers in this country or not, there are no guarantees.
correct.
There, I saw a guy, he was coming back from vacation with his fiance from Mexico. He got pulled back by ICE and he's been detained. This guy had
Wow.
this guy had a green card, but they looked at his history and stuff, and they said, you know what? I'm sure that guy is on his way back to Cameroon. Hope things goes well for him, that
Mm-hmm.
he fights it. But we're living in such crazy times that even with what you have here in this country, there are no more guarantees. We spend a majority of our time, we go to school, we get at 25, we pick up a first job. The goal is to work till 45, till 65. That's
Mm-hmm.
40 years. And at that 40 years, we are looking at Social Security. A majority of us don't even have a retirement. Some of us that have a retirement plan, maybe during our career, we've lost a job or two and we didn't have a job. The next side of it that we're going is to that 401k and pulling it out. I've seen this time and time
Yeah.
and time,
Shooting yourself in the leg.
and especially in these times. I have, I
Correct.
have I've seen folks that the last liquidity that they had was their 401k, and that's what they're surviving right now while looking for a job. What do we have to do different? What do we have? What is that mindset shift that we have to start doing different?
I think the first mindset shift, especially for immigrant people in those countries, we have to go back to the fundamentals of how our parents used to run the home economy. You see, there is a national economy and there is a home economy. When we we're growing up, there was a subject in school called home economics, where mostly ladies attended those courses because they teach about cooking, management of home budgets, cleaning, and all those things. But it's important to understand that fundamentally, there are very simple rules of building safety nets. The first thing, you live on less than what you earn. That's the first thing. The second thing, you have to be honest with yourself and recognize what is a need and what is a want. You see, there are a lot of things people spend money on that they have no business spending money on,
Correct.
which are luxuries for their income level at that time, right? The third thing, and this is one of the things that helped me a lot clarify so much, how do I afford it? The fourth thing, and most important, you must always ask yourself, because we talk about you start working from 25, you retire at 65. Of course, retirement is not a number, right? That is the number that most countries talk about because that is the number they start paying you pension. But you can retire at any point. It just depends on your income if you chose to. But we don't realize that in those 40 years, the days where you used to work for the same company for 40 years is past. We have been preaching this for a while now, and people think it's a joke. It's not a joke. An average person in this generation and the generation going forward is going to change careers 4 times and is going to change jobs at least 7 times before they retire. That's what studies are saying. Careers means move from one industry, one career to another. Today you are a nurse, tomorrow you are in IT. I look at my own life. I came to America. I started as a nursing assistant. 4 years later, I became a licensed practical nurse. 3 years later, I went to business school and I became a director of a marketing director for a multinational company distributing natural health products. I became an entrepreneur, started selling used cars. I joined network marketing. I started selling insurance, right? Fast forward 4 years after that, I joined IT. I became an IT professional. So, do you realize how many careers I've done?
Yep.
I started as a nursing assistant. I went into nursing, that's healthcare. I went into distribution of natural health products, that is marketing. I left marketing, I went into insurance sales. I left that, I went into the IT industry. So that is really 4 or 5 careers I've done. And I'm barely 46, I'm barely 49 years old. I retired from, those jobs about 4 years ago. So when you think about that, it has to remind you that every time you are earning money, anytime you are harvesting your wheat, you must build a barn where you save some grain for the bad times because it will come.
Yep.
You are going to be fired. You
Yep.
are going to be laid off. You are
Mhm.
going to need to switch jobs. You are going to get in a situation where there are times where maybe one of your partner, you or your partner is not working. If you married or you have a partner and you have a financial connect, you have a unified financial account, right? You have to support the family doing that. So all these things, your parents are going to get sick. Some of them don't have insurance. They live in Africa. You need to spend money on them. Your children are going to grow older. So we have to plan for these things. So when you start planning for these things, you realize what? You realize that your number one ally is not even what you earn. Your number one ally, first of all, is understanding how to multiply the money that comes in and leveraging time. That is why you and me talk a lot about the fact that, and you hear a lot of people, oh, I wish I knew what I know now. The
Yep.
only reason we are saying that is because time has passed. Don't forget that we are earning 20 times more today than we earned 20 years ago when you came to America.
True.
So you are making a lot of money. Why are you still worried? Because you no longer have that amount of time, right? So for the people listening to us who have time in their hands in their 30s, getting 20s, 30s, guys, take this seriously. For those in their 40s, 50s, it is an emergency.
Yeah.
It is an emergency. You have to become selfish. You have to become clear about your priorities. You have to be that person going into 2026 who has the courage to tell a friend of theirs that, hey, my brother, listen, I love you. I can't make it to that trip, bro. I'm sorry. I cannot afford it. Here is $200. I will send you something. I cannot come because the cost of me and my wife coming, me and my partner coming is $3,000. We cannot afford it right now. You have to be that person that says the truth to yourself. You have to be that person that can sit now and say, you know what, Edimo? I have a partner right now, me, my wife, my two or three children. We are living in a 4,000 square feet home. It is too freaking big. We don't need it. We will move out of this house. We will go rent a 3-bedroom townhouse for the next 5 years and restabilize ourselves.
Yeah.
These are the difficult decisions we have to be making. I
Yep.
know them because I filed for bankruptcy 12 years ago. I know them because I went through financial ruin. So I know what it means. Don't try to pretend. Don't try to patch yourself. Don't try to be still acting like you are acting for the gallery. That is why people are feeling the heat now, bro.
You made some very great points about multiplying. And some people might think that multiplying simply means you need this huge amount of money to
No,
start anything. We went to a seminar on Search Life. They talked about create, keep, and multiply. No matter how much you're making, no matter how much you're making, there are times where I've showed you an account that I started with $20,
correct.
$20.
Incredible story, man.
Yep, $20. Today, that account is multiple six figures.
Yes.
You know, it's again, some of the times we come out here, we talk, it's not about boasting, but it's about those little steps. Money is boring. That's why we have just four people talking about money is boring. That's why we have just about four people watching us right
That's
now.
true.
If we were sitting here and gossiping about what's going on in the world, I'll tell you, we could have had close to 1,000 people watching us. That we have all
Absolutely.
the gossip going around the world that interests people. But talking about money is very, very boring. And people spend most of their time making it, but they don't know after making it, what else? It's spending it. Then tomorrow, when they come to a place of not making as much as they were making, they become stressed, they become agitated,
Uh-huh.
and that is why you see a lot of us, we fall sick. If you want
Yes.
to look critically, if you don't sleep at night, if you have money problems, you don't sleep.
No, you
If you
cannot.
have money problems, you don't eat well. If you have money problems, your high blood pressure, your blood that flows, there is a lot of irregularities going on in
Uh-huh.
you. I want to ask you, you've worked in multiple industries, right? And when did it come to you? And now I'll say you're semi-retired, you have your business that's going on, you are
Uh-huh.
not working for anybody per se, you're working for you. What was that ingredient that touched you 4 years ago that you got
Uh-huh.
to realize that, you know what, it's time for me to take this leap of faith and do it
Uh-huh.
for me because I
Uh-huh.
believe that this is my purpose and this is what it's going to transform thousands, if not millions of people.
Correct. That's a good question. And it's a wonderful one. Let me tell you why. Because when you in responding to that question, it forces me to ask myself the big why. Why? Right? Why did I take that leap of faith? Which is what you ask. And when you ask that big why, it makes you, if you're honest with yourself, you start stripping yourself of all the attachments and encumbrances of life. And you start asking the things that gives your heart real joy and real contentment and real satisfaction. And when you start doing that, you realize that for you as a human being to be content, live a purposeful, happy, and fulfilled life, you don't need much material stuff. What you need the most are things that ignites your spirit to feel at peace, that you came to this side of life, of eternity, and you left and your name stayed behind in a good way. And when you start asking yourself that question, the next question you start asking yourself is, are the things I am doing right now aligned, or are they taking me towards where I aspire to go with my life? And normally, for most people, my advice is usually whatever job you are doing, make sure to keep your purpose on the side too, and be working on it along the line. What I mean by that is because there is a difference between your work and your job. Your job is what you are paid to do, your work is what you're born to do. You can be fired from your job like we've been fired from many jobs. You can never be fired from your work, Edimo. Your job, right, writes your history. Your work writes your legacy. So these are the things when you start asking yourself, yes, whatever job you are doing right now, what are the things that you know or you've spent time with yourself to identify that is your gift and you are born to deliver on this side of eternity? When I started asking myself those questions, I had identified those things many years ago, at least 10 to 15 years ago. And I'm trying to work on those things alongside working on the job because those things were not able to provide the economic value I needed to continue to live. So I'm developing those skills. I'm developing my speaking skills. I'm learning about the economy. I am understanding how money works. I'm understanding how people uncover their purpose because I know that these are the things I want to spend the rest of my life doing. And for me to do these things and be able to pour into somebody to the degree where it can transform that person, I need to know what I'm doing. I need to know what I'm saying. I cannot bullshit my way around these things. And for me to know, I need time to learn. And to learn, I also need to invest not only time, but resources in myself and paying mentors. So 4 years ago, what happened is I got fired when my daddy died. I was in the process of going to bury my father. And they called me. I've narrated that story a million times. And I'm driving to go lay my dad to rest to make arrangements at the Cameroon embassy in New York, in Washington, D.C. Sorry. And my manager calls me, Gustav, how are you? I said, I feel blessed. Awesome day to be alive. I said, how are you? He said, I'm fine, Gustav. I know your daddy died. You took some time off to go lay him to rest. But you know what? I got bad news for you, man. We got to let you go. Now, for a few minutes, I was angry, but I realized, you know what? I gave them the privilege to feed me. So I'm giving them authorization to starve me. So I had to put on my big boy pants and I said, Gustav, never again. You can never put yourself in a position where a single phone call from an employer completely upends your life.
Yep.
So what that did for me, even though I had been preparing for that day, but you're never ready enough. What that did for me, it forced me now, number one, to accelerate, but number two, to also ask myself, Gustav, you came to America in the year 2000. So at that time in 2021, I had been in America for 21 years. In those 21 years, you've counted on multiple different employers to give you money to earn, to take care of your family. You've never for once bet on yourself and what God put in you as a gift. You've never for once trusted that what you have in you is enough to generate enough to live off of. And the only way you are going to do that, since you've been stubborn enough not to do it, God is forcing you to do that. And let me tell you, Edimo, I came back from burying my dad. I went ahead and I applied again. I got another job as a Scrum Master. I decided to move into Scrum from cloud sales. And I started doing that. But the one thing I realized, honestly, my soul was lost.
Yeah.
I was going to work every day. They are paying me 140,000. I had 2 jobs, but I was lost, bro. Honestly, I was lost. I'm not saying this, it might not work for everybody, but I just knew that I had no business. The time had come for me to take a chance on myself. And what that means is there is no guarantee that it's going to pan out well. But I know that the only guarantee I have is that I'll never die with regrets. Because they say the pain of failure weighs an ounce, but the pain of regret weighs a pound.
Wow. 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 This is powerful. This is powerful. And I hope our listeners take time to listen to this. Because we hardly find people like that tell you the entire stories. Everybody, most people don't come out there and
It's truncated.
they paint the really clean picture about it. How many people will come there and stand in front of you and tell you, oh, I filed for bankruptcy twice, I have failed multiple times. They'll only show you the $1 million that they are making, all the money that they are making. You see people like Steve Jobs, may his soul rest in peace. This guy, he didn't even enjoy the Apple and the whatever stuff that we have out there today. His entire life, he kept working. He was even fired from his own company
Yeah.
at a
Yeah.
point in time. You
And
know,
that to bring him back.
oh yeah.
Yes, I remember.
You see people like Jeff Bezos. I was looking at a picture yesterday that somebody posted while Jeff Bezos was there with books all over selling books and
Mm-hmm.
with him big glasses and now he's all buffed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to that time to put in that work, people don't sleep.
Yeah.
I've seen you here the other day we're chatting at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's not an easy thing to be an entrepreneur. It's not
Yes.
an easy thing for you to work for yourself. You have to put in the work before the money.
Yeah.
And this thing, that's why it has to align with your purpose.
Yes.
Because when it aligns with your purpose, at that time, as you said, it is not a job, it is your work.
Yes.
And that aligns with your legacy. I really
Yeah.
love that part of it. Because even if you go to bed at 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, you
Mm-hmm.
feel tired as if, oh, I'm working for this person. Why am I up this time?
Mm-hmm.
You are working for your purpose. You are doing something that will align to your legacy. What
Absolutely.
does legacy, what does legacy means to you?
That's a good question. And it's a question I talk about a lot because I talk about the concept of legacy a lot and as a legacy architect, that's one of the things I do, right? I try to help people see their life at the end and start building from now to make sure that end looks the way they envision it. Legacy, basically, in very simple terms, is the is accumulation of the things you do, the impact it creates, and how it lives while you are alive and while you are gone. That's legacy in very simple terms. And the reason I say that is sometimes people think legacy necessarily mean it have to be something so impactful the world has to know. No. Legacy is putting your best foot forward. It's making sure that by the time you leave this side of eternity, the way you lived your life, you impacted people in that process. And by the time you're leaving, people have something they could hang on to and continue to be inspired by. To me, that is important. That is critical. That's why what you and me do here, coming on Thursdays, talking on videos like this, which are going to be on YouTube for years to come, right? Which are going to be on YouTube for years to come. It is very important to me. What happened here? Just a minute.
Okay.
It is very important to me. It is important because there is no way you can do stuff like this and 40, 50 years from today, somebody doesn't find value in it,
True.
right? Somebody is going to find value in it. And my goal and prayer is that no matter what we do, 50 years from today, let somebody be watching this video and say, wow, they left a guy called the Dimo Harik. They left a guy called Gustav. I'm still learning from their ideas. I'm learning from their knowledge and I'm changing my life. Because at the end of the day, you're going with nothing. The only thing that stays back is the way you made people feel. That's the reality of the matter,
True.
right? And so once you start getting to this point in your life, you start balancing it. You want to make money, of course. But now your desire to make money, what is that for? 99% of the money I want to make is not for me or my children. 99% of the money I want to make is to do the things I believe is going to expand my vision, expand my legacy, and expand the ideals that will last after I have gone.
Wow.
That's why
Powerful.
a cross section of the portfolios I manage for our family is called 10 generation legacy portfolios. Because in my mind, it has to last for 10 to 12 generations. And those 10 to 12 generations are not only going to be generations of my children's children, because my children most likely are not going to have many kids.
Yep.
You and me know that. Your kids are not going to have many kids. If they have one, two, that might be enough for them. So by the fourth generation of their children, they might not even have kids.
Yep.
So now, if you and me are sitting here 60 years from today, we have generational portfolios of assets that are worth 50, 60 million. What are they going to do with it? So we have to put things in place that will impact many different people around the world. Now, when you start thinking about legacy, that's when you start asking those questions. That's when you start realizing, you know what? Gustav and Edimo can come online to talk with a t-shirt and a sweatshirt, right? Remember the first few episodes we did, we used to try to dress nice.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
we realized, listen, it's what is in here that
Oh,
counts.
absolutely.
What is
Absolutely.
in here that counts? What are we doing to transform people? What are we doing to create legacies, right? So that's exactly what legacy means to me, my man.
Oh, powerful. Powerful. I just want to leave this. People make in India, the Indians, they make $1 and they spend 20 cents.
So they find a way to save and invest 80 cents.
Yes. In the check around Indians, you hardly
Yeah,
see an
I agree.
Indian living just by themselves. They'll live with the mom, the grandma, the brothers and sisters and stuff. That's an easy way to make $1 and save 20 cents and invest 20 cents. Um, in the United States, people make $1 majority and they spend $20. They spend $2.
So they're always negative.
Yep. So you make $100,000 a year before you realize
You spend 120.
you've spent $200,000. You know, and that credit cards keep going up. We see. Do you know why Bernard Arnold, the founder of LVM, is one of the richest people in the world? This guy, they're the folks that make all the Louis Vuittons,
Moët
the
Chandon,
all jewelry.
Gucci,
There you
yeah,
go.
all those brands, yeah.
I'll tell you, a majority of their client base are the poor people with high credit card balances. They want to look good to impress the people that don't even like them.
They want to look good to impress people that don't even like them. Oh my
Absolutely.
God.
Yep. I used to
Man.
be in the boat.
Yes.
I've been there,
Yes.
you know, but I kind of realized that we have to start thinking different. We have to start thinking in a way where you are not a slave to money. You
That's
don't
right.
work money to become a slave to that money.
Yes.
Rather, money should be a vehicle for you to create, multiply, leave a legacy, leave it back. I wrote something the other day. Legacy to me is not about leaving things for people, it's about what I leave in them.
Yes.
If tomorrow I die with zero, but I know that my impact reaches multi-million people that will continue to benefit from what impact I've, then I will be a happy man.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
tell people, you don't go to your grave in a bunk bed. Each grave is dug for one coffin, not multiple coffins going in there at the same time. There is no bunk bed that goes into a coffin.
This
Live
is a
your
deep
life.
session.
Yes. You have to understand that you came here by yourself, you will go by yourself. That is the mystery. And we all don't know when that time will come. It might be today, it might be tomorrow, it might be 10 years from today, it might be 30 years from today. But there is 99.9% that us sitting here today, we are not going to live another 100 years. No
Fact.
way.
Fact.
And the question here is, what are you starting to do that you think, again, not just making the money, but what impact? What will people say about you when you leave? This brings me to my next question here. Why are they scared to invest? Why are folks scared to take in that leap of faith?
Mm-hmm.
Why are folks scared to starting that small business?
Mm-hmm.
Some folks, they sit back, they say they don't know things. I don't know, oh, I don't even know how to start. What can you tell them? You,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that have been in corporate America, you've worked in different industries,
Mm-hmm.
you've tested it, you've seen results. What you know today, I'm not sure you knew it when you started your business. You've
Absolutely.
grown over time. What
Absolutely.
can you tell those people that are still sitting on the sideline with respect to investing and starting a business?
In simple words, I would tell them that they are shooting themselves in the foot. But in more detailed words, I would tell them, listen, it's not as simplistic as saying get up and do something. No. First of all, you have to diagnose the reason why, right? And there are multiple reasons that explains for that. The first thing is the natural human tendency to be risk averse. Most human beings are very scared of risk. Anything that requires uncertainty, most human beings, 99% of the times, would deviate themselves towards what is certain. And what we know in life is generally certainty comes with little reward because it is already foreseeable, right? The second thing is lack of confidence. What do I mean by lack of confidence? Lack of confidence doesn't mean you are not generally confident, but lack of confidence means you are not confident in your ability to generate for yourself without somebody putting safeguards around you. Remember something. Now I'm talking about entrepreneurship, and I want everybody to listen carefully. Everybody is not going to be an entrepreneur. Most people are not going to be. Most people should not even want to be. Don't be interested. There are other ways you can invest, which you are talking about all the time, and we'll talk about. But I want to talk something about entrepreneurship here, right? One of the hardest things in life is to build a productive, profitable business.
Yep.
It is one of the hardest things to do. People don't realize. Today, social media romanticizes entrepreneurship and makes it look flashy and things like that. Guys, there is nothing that is going to demand your humanity like trying to build a business by yourself, for yourself. Because when you're working for somebody, it's a lot easier. Why? Because you are forced to be disciplined. They tell you what time you have to come. You know that there's a consequence. If you don't come on time, you might not get paid enough. If you don't come on time, you might get fired. You might get a warning, right? They have a job description for you. They tell you exactly what you have to do. So you don't have to create it by yourself. You don't have to create the solutions for yourself. You don't have to solve the problems for yourself, right? They tell you when to close. You know when to close. They tell you exactly, they guarantee you that if you come in every day for 8 hours, you do the minimum, even below the minimum, you still get paid. Because studies indicate that 20% of the workforce produces 80% of profits in the business. That tells me 80% of people could as well not work. And the company will still make 80% of profits. But that's a
Yep.
story for another day, right? So, what it means is when you're trying to build a business for yourself, especially when you're doing that on a full time basis, it is difficult because number one, it requires you to be a disciplined person. You cannot build a business with indiscipline. It requires you to do the things you say you are going to do. Let me be honest with you, Edimo. Since I came back the last couple of days, I've just been low. I just can't get myself going, man. No motivation and no desire. And I told myself, Gustav, I'm not going to fight it. Take a step back. 3 days have passed, 4 days have passed. Now I'm online. I'm getting invigorated again. I've seen my brother again. I'm getting the energy back. These are realities. The
Oh yeah.
difference is that I could still be low, not feeling good. I will just go somewhere and turn around, they'll pay me. But because I'm not feeling good, I'm not motivated. I have a business I'm building. I have a seminar I'm planning. I have to work on those things no matter how I feel.
Yep.
Right? So the first thing we have to realize is the risk adversity. Now, the second piece of it, and why I say people are shooting themselves in the foot, is the fact that you don't have to create a business for yourself. You don't even have to try to do that. There are different things you can invest in on vehicles that are almost, I would say, you would hardly lose if you just invest long enough, which is the stock market, which is something we talk about all the time. Guys, one of the things I realize is most people don't understand or most people don't pay attention because it sounds too simplistic. But
Mhm.
most of the things that is going to get you ahead in your life are very simple things. I was just talking to a demo before we started the live show, guys. We're just talking about staying in good health, which is the number one priority. Because when you're in good health, you have 1,000 dreams. When you are sick, you have only one dream to get better.
Yep.
Right? And one of the things we're just talking about is how simple it is, but it is not easy. Simple meaning what? Most human beings will be healthy enough if they just do something called intermittent fasting, which means you eat within a certain window of the day and you let your body don't eat for 10 to 12 to 14 to 16 hours. It depends on who. So for myself, Edimo, between the hours of noon in the afternoon, 1 p.m. till about 7 p.m., that's the window in which we eat. After that, we don't eat anything, right? Your body can live. You're not going to die. You move your body a little bit, walking, doing any kind of brisk exercise, mostly walking, 1 hour a day, 30 minutes a day, 1, 2 miles. You are going to be healthy. You are going to be healthy. You drink enough water, make sure you sleep for 6 to 7 hours a day. You are going to be generally fine, right? But because it's so simple, people think it's easy. So we try to do all these complicated things, go register to some expensive gym, try to do all these things. We never really show up to the gym and we don't end up disciplining ourselves. But what it really means is you have to discipline yourself. Now, you have an opportunity to invest in vehicles and companies that are proven, companies that have already been built and have existed for many years, right?
Mhm.
That is why, if you're not investing on the stock market, you are shooting yourself in the foot
Right.
because it gives you a chance to invest in businesses without being actively working for those businesses, without taking the risk of if the business fails, without being responsible for paying staff in the business, and without necessarily being an entrepreneur. I think if there's any one thing that has democratized wealth building, Edimo, if there is one thing that has democratized world building and has made it easiest ever, is the stock market.
Absolutely.
Because the volume of effort relative to the returns is crazy. I saw the returns you put the other day for your portfolios. Some of them have returned over the last 3 years 300%, 400%. Same thing for me here. What kind of work on earth could return 400% for us in 3 years? It's
You know,
crazy.
see, goes. I'll tell you, according to USA Today, you will need an average American, you need about $1.8 million to retire comfortably.
Ah,
I don't even know how close I'll say 90% of us are on that. So that's like a dream. One of our viewers here is watching, and she asked, was like, you use $20 to make six figures? Yes, I used $20. I started a portfolio with
right.
$20 over the past decade, and I have been consistently investing. There are
Mhm,
times my paycheck increases, I increase what I am investing, and it's
mhm,
multiple six figures today. I'll send you a link, book an appointment. We will be more than happy to show you how we got there. And where this portfolio, the goal is to get it to a million or more. It is very doable. If you all know about the Rule 72, the Rule 72 is simple. If you're making 10% return on investment, take for instance, you went to Cameroon and built a home for 100 million, okay? And every for 100 million, every year you make 10 million out of that, it's gonna take you 7 years for you to break even on that property. These are simple things that you have. A lot of us, we go and do things, we don't even know how long it would take for us to get our return on investment. If you're
mhm,
investing in the stock market, just 2026, just the S&P did 16%.
mhm,
Year prior to that, the S&P did 25%. So if
mhm,
you're making good returns, say 25%, averagely, it's going to take you 3 years or less to
mhm.
multiply your money. So, folks, what Gustav Riley said, this is magical. About 15 years ago, you had to have $10,000 and you had to invest with a broker, be it the Merrill Lynch, the Fidelities, and stuff. Congress, whoever passed this bill, that retail investors should start could invest. You could buy $1 of Apple, $1 of Amazon, $1 of Walmart or Costco. That's magical.
That's a game
We
changer.
sit here and talk about this every day. If there is one thing you guys can take out of this thing, If you can buy $1 of Costco, $1 of Apple, $1 of Tesla, if you can own a piece of a company, and you're not doing that as we speak, guys, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. And don't take this as gambling. A lot of us, we do this as gambling. We want to buy stocks today and with that, in the next 2 weeks, the money will double. No, it takes time, it takes discipline. And that is why we are here. We have gone through that race and failed multiple times because we didn't know what it entails. That's why you need a coach. You need somebody to guide you through this journey, especially if you're starting this journey by yourself. I have multiple clients within my firm that they have tried multiple times and they told me, you know what, the stock market is not for me. But when you work with a good coach, a good firm, you will see the magic. It is magical. This is something that you sleep and money, you make money in your sleep. You don't have to do anything else. Once in a while, you reshuffle the portfolio and stuff like that, but nothing else. Are you
And that's
make
not a
money?
prerequisite.
So I wanna, Goose, tell our viewers, how has the stock market changed your life? And what are your plans? What are your short, medium, and long-term plans with respect to you being entrenched into the stock market? Because I wish if
Okay.
I had $1 million right now, right? There is no way, everything being equal. Again, there are no guarantees in the stock
Mm-hmm.
market, but if I had $1 million or $2 million right now, everything being equal at a 15% return, in 3.5 years, that will be 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Another 3.5, 4 years, that will be
Mm-hmm.
4 million. Easy,
Mm-hmm.
easy.
Mm-hmm.
Doing little or nothing.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And I like, listen, one of the things you and me committed from the beginning when we started doing this is that we are not here chasing cloud. We are not trying to prove any point. We're just trying to be transparent to help people. Right? And
Right.
this is just to help people be able to see what is possible. Right? And so based on what you asked, I thought it's just going to be simple for me to just share my screen so people can just have an idea, right? And when you say, how has the stock market changed my life? Let me just do this. Let's see what this portfolio, oh, I need to log in. Okay. Let me see what that portfolio has done. Just a minute, guys. Sorry. Let me see what that portfolio has done the last 3 years, for
And
example.
guys, this is magical.
Mhm.
You will not see folks
Yeah,
talk the
of
talk
course, of course.
and show
You and me
you
have
what
nothing
they're doing.
to hide. We're
A
not
lot of
hiding nothing
people, they don't
anymore.
do that. They'll tell you, I make
Yeah.
50% returns, I make 20% returns, but they can never show you. Again,
Yes.
if you go to somebody to coach you and they can't show you track record of what they're doing, run.
They say show the receipts. Show the receipts. Yeah.
This is
So
much
here's the deal. Here's the deal. Right?
wow.
Yeah. So we're talking here.
200%, 205% in 3 years.
Yeah. So if you average that over 3 years, this is how much a year? Close to 70, 80,
70 points, 70,
maybe 90.
75, 80%.
Yes.
Yes?
About 80%. Come on in. Right? How are you, Mama? Welcome back. How was school? Good to see you. I'm on the live. Oh, okay. I will see you soon. I'm on the live show. Okay. This is just 3 years, 205%. So in 3 years,
Okay,
look
wait.
at
Let's bring this to perspective, guys. Let's just bring this to perspective. Let's bring this to perspective. This is this is 3 years, right? 205% return.
Yes.
Okay, so give or take, if you had $1 million in here
Yeah.
in 3 years, right? You could have had now, let's just say about $3 million.
Correct. Correct. Because this is the profit amount now. This is how much the account has
Oh
grown
yeah.
by.
Oh yeah.
The account has grown by $83,000.
Yep.
That's money I didn't do nothing. I haven't thought about it. I didn't go to work nowhere. I didn't apply my physical body. I didn't even apply any thought process because I just invested mostly in index funds and ETFs. So
Yep.
it's not like I'm overthinking. I had to be some guru or I had to be the smartest guy on the block. I just did the simple things. So when you ask me how has the stock market changed my life, you should ask me better. The better question would be, how has the stock market not changed my life? What aspect of my life has the stock market not changed? Because it has changed everything, Edimo. Honestly, it has changed everything because studies indicate that when you are hopeful and optimistic, and there is reason to be optimistic, overall, your health is better.
Good.
Because with this, I know that if I continue to do the small thing I do, I'm not a wealthy guy yet, but I know that the path to wealth is clear now to me.
Oh,
If I just
absolutely.
do the thing consistently over time,
And let
that
me
is
ask
what
you
the stock
something. Let
market
me
can
ask you
do.
while we're still on this. Do you contribute to this account? Or right now it's just doing its thing?
This account is not even my primary account. I don't contribute to it anymore.
Okay.
In all fairness, I don't contribute to it anymore. So it's growing by itself. So basically, we can do the math, right? Let's just do a little something here. Let me just do something here, right? Let's do something. So the account balance right now is 100 and what? Okay, let's just take 119,000.
Let's say
So
120.
let's do this.
Around it.
Yes, for easy math. Let's do that. So 120K, right? That's what is in that account right now. So even though I've been averaging that high return, let's just take the average, let's just make it 15%. Okay. Just
Yep.
to be ultra conservative, right? I don't put nothing
Yep.
else in that account. Let's see what is going to be in 10 years. Okay. In 10 years, let's see what is going to be. It's going to be 485,000 in 10 years for
Yep.
doing nothing. Okay,
Yep.
let's see what it's going to be in 20 years. And in 20 years, I'm going to be about 68 years old. Let's see
Okay.
what it's going to be. I'm still going to be a young boy. 68, boy, I'll be still bouncing like a spring chicken.
That'll be $1 million
In
right
20
there.
years, we are looking at $2 freaking million. And I'm not doing Edimo. Bro, listen here. Guys, I want you all to understand why we get so pumped up with this stuff. Okay? Because this stuff is real deal. This is not some kind of movie here. We are live on YouTube, so we are not. It's not like this a video we produce, edited, and then put some. This is live on YouTube. We are doing,
Yep.
and if
Yep.
this doesn't motivate somebody, I don't know what will motivate somebody.
Oh yeah. If
Go.
showing somebody something like this and they don't get motivated to call to say, how do I get started? Or to pay you $500 for an assessment interview to figure out where they are to help them structure to get themselves started. Then to be candid, don't
Okay.
waste my time.
And here is the deal, Edimo. Here is even the most beautiful aspect of this thing. You just talked about what USA Today said, that an average person in America will need 1.8 million to retire, right? So let's say I set my retirement date at the age of 68. Okay. What that means is look at this account. So I stopped doing anything 2026. I
Yep.
stopped. I don't put no dime in it. I haven't put a dime in this account in the last 2 years. Okay. Now I put $1 here because the application needs us to fill something. So
Yes.
over the next 20 years, I'm going to invest another $240, which is nothing. But here is where the power lies, guys. And I want you to pay attention to me right now. Look at the total growth of this account, 1.845 million. So what this means, Edimo, is I can just, with this account, I am sure about my retirement.
Sure.
So every other account I have, I can be chopping the money now.
Oh yeah.
I have no business investing again.
Your retirement is set.
I have no business investing again
Yep.
because this is telling me that I will be there.
Can you go down on the accumulated schedule, going
That
down
is
at the
that's
bottom?
the craziest part.
Yep.
So
So
which means, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So in 20 years from today, just at 15%, you will be making over $250,000,
In returns every year.
$256,000 every
Yeah,
year.
good.
So you can decide, be sitting in Santa,
And
drinking
that's
a
exactly where I'm going to be.
with some close friends. I'll join you there from time to time.
Absolutely.
You know, and you are living on $264,000.
Yes.
How will a man at 68 even chop that kind of money?
Nothing. That's why we say the way with this money is going to be spent is just for legacy purposes. This is the money we're going to be using to educate 10,000 students in
Great.
primary and secondary school. This is the money we'll be building a microfinance to give loans at very low rates to business people to open businesses because a country's economy cannot run on the government employing people every day.
True.
This is the kind of money. And you know that when you have $256,000, even if people don't pay back the debt, you lose some money. The next year, your portfolio has grown by
Of
another
course, again. Yeah.
256.
Yep.
Right? If we want to be super conservative, we will just use only 5% of that. So 5% is being reinvested. So when you
Yep.
understand these things, Edimo, you can take off your dresses and start running in the winter under the snow, and people will think you are crazy. Honestly, because now you see how possible it is. That is why these things, a lot of things no longer get us excited. Because
Oh
you
yeah.
realize that in a few years, you can afford anything you want.
True.
If you and me go down to Miami today for your birthday, we can rent a Lamborghini and drive it. We don't need to own
Yeah.
it.
Oh
You
yeah.
can pay $3,000 and rent it for the whole day and have a feel to also have driven a Lamborghini.
Absolutely.
We want to fly a private jet. We plan next year. We rent a private jet for $50,000. Four of us, we come together with $12,500. We'll
Yep.
fly from here to Europe
It's
and
true.
we'll take videos and take pictures in a private jet if we want to. So, guys, the life you are dreaming about lies in your ability to make a little sacrifice in the short term, invest your money in safe vehicles, don't try to take extraordinary risk, and be a little patient.
True.
That's
Oh
it.
man. We're coming to the end of the show. It's been close to an hour here.
Man.
My brother Gustav, what a way to start 2026, man. What a way to start 2026. And
Absolutely.
what I'll tell people is we have to stay calm.
Yeah.
But before I give my last words. What are your last words? What are the things that you want to? We're still 15 days into 2026. We have a lot of time. Some of us think it's a lot of time, but we
Mhm.
see it as no time. We don't have time.
Correct.
What do you have to tell some of the viewers?
For everybody watching us, I have something very simplistic to say. Studies indicate that by the middle of January, 82% of people have given up on their New Year, their New Year goals. And their, what is that thing called again? In New Year, people take resolutions. People
Yes.
have given up, right? You will see between the 1st and the 21st of January, the gym is so full. After the 21st,
Oh,
you notice that the gym is empty, right? So what I'm
yep.
going to tell everybody listening to us, it's nothing complex. What 99% of people really need is just to decide on one or two simple goals that they can follow and implement throughout this year. Don't make it complex. Don't make 3 goals. Don't make 4. Just choose one simple goal and stick to it. And if that one simple goal is every month, I will invest $100 in a broad-based index fund like VTI or like VOO. Just do only that one thing. Don't do any other thing. Just do just that one thing. Because one of the things that is happening today is that a lot of people get carried away by this extreme euphoria to try to do too much. Catching up doesn't mean you have to run fast. Catching up just means you have to slowly make progress. Because if you have 2 miles to run, you start off running fast, you broke your leg after 1 mile, you haven't gotten to 2 miles. The person who is walking and covers 2 miles in 13 days is better off than you who wanted to cover the 2 miles in 1 hour. That's why what you said is important, Edimo. Stay calm. But understand that you don't have the luxury of time. Understand that the only thing that is going to save you is yourself. And
True.
investing in the stock market usually even saves you from your own self because you put money away and it makes it hard to get it. So it saves you from your own finances. Anytime I get extra money, I rush to invest it before I think. You know why?
Why?
Because I don't want to think. If I want to think, I'll start spending it on frivolities. I want to go put it somewhere. I am forced to put it, and by the time I think, I go, oh God, I can't even buy that suit. The money is gone.
Yep.
And then after a day or two, it becomes normal that I truly didn't need it. Because listen, people don't realize something, Dr. Edimo. Money is psychological, money is emotional.
Yeah.
Everything about money is emotional. All these things we are talking about is because we have trained ourselves. And even in those training, we have also put safeguards where we cannot trust ourselves all the time.
Yep.
That's why you make automated investments. You don't do it manually
Yep.
because you don't trust yourself that every week you are going to take the money, go transfer it into the account and buy the shares you want to buy. That's why you automate it because it protects you from yourself. Guys, these are things you are going to learn when you join our communities. These are things you are going to understand how it works. Let me tell you, the biggest mistake you will make in your life, and I'm saying this in all honesty to anybody listening to me who makes an income, the biggest mistake you will make in your life is to leave the time in your life when you need resources, to leave that in the hands of chance. Because chance will always work in their disfavor. Let me tell you the truth. The most that will happen, you'll do a GoFundMe, will come there and contribute $100. Some of us will be honest to tell you these things online. Some people will not tell you. They will go laugh at you behind your back. If you are 35, 40, you are not investing on the market, you don't have portfolios in the hundreds of thousands, and you are not preparing for that time in your life, you are in danger. Let me be honest with you. Let's
Yeah.
stop the bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care your house you live in. I don't care the beautiful car you drive. I don't care how you look at parties. I don't care what the hot air you are blowing is. If you cannot solve a $10,000 emergency without picking up your phone to borrow money from a friend, there is a problem.
True.
There is a problem. If
Ah,
your mother or your father cannot call you in the middle of the night and say, my son, my daughter, I am sick. I have to go to Bingo Hospital in Boya Town. I need 3 million francs. And the only answer you give them, mommy, daddy, it is midnight in America. It is midnight in Douala. It is midnight somewhere in the world, wherever you are. Right? Please, in the morning, I'm going to make a transfer. If you cannot give them that answer, you are failing.
yep.
Because you don't have to make that money only by your physical body. I have showed you how in the last 3 years, a simple small account is able to generate $83,000. That is $83,000 I can spend right now, and most likely in the next 3 to 5 years, it's still going to generate another one. So, what problem would I have?
Wow. 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 Again, folks, if you had the head to listen, remember, heads will always win. Tails, you will lose if you don't listen to what your head is telling you. You know, investing 101, one of the things we're going to leave it to you today. Find, understand where your money goes to. You have to understand that. That's a no-brainer. If you're working every month, every 2 weeks you get paid, you can't really understand where your money is going. That's already a red flag out there. You're already in a financial catastrophic zone. Number two, you have to spend less than what you make. It doesn't matter. If you can't figure that out by cutting, go drive Uber, get a second job, figure it out. because it's not going to be done by magic. A lot of us, we have all this credit card debt, all these small bills, your car note. If we don't figure that out, we are also on a financial danger zone. Pay off those credit cards. If you don't need a brand new car after 4 years, don't need it. I've been driving my truck now for 7 years, paid off. I can go buy a brand new car, but that is not an. If Gustav could take close to 20 or $30,000 and generate it something $1,000 in 3 years, why should I take $80,000 and put it on a car when my car is still driving?
That's a good one. It's a good one, Edimo. It's a good one. I saw a guy today with the old hoopty and he had a sticker in the back of the car. It said you can laugh, but it's paid off.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely
can laugh, but it is paid
off.
off.
Investing 101, simple things.
Yeah.
Spend less than you make. Start investing young. Because I'll tell you, those that compound for 50 years, they will be far ahead than you that were going to be compounding for 5 or 10 years.
Fact.
Invest constantly. In our environment, you know the people that invest constantly? When you're playing Jangi, you're afraid that they're going to call your name that you have chopped, you don't play. But you cannot invest for your own future constantly. You want to go and invest last. Oh. Put it in broad index funds. If you don't know, if you don't even want, we are not begging you to come and pay us. Some of you cannot even afford us. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Gone are those days I used to charge people $500 for an hour. No, I don't do that. Go and put it in broad index, VTO, VTI, whatever. You know, IWV, whatever. VOOG. Come on. Simple. Every pay period. $50, $100, $200. Come back here 10 years from today and see magic. It's magic. See, if anybody could tell me that people could make money like that, I'll tell you, you're just dreaming in your own world. But this is magic. Everybody in America, in Europe, wherever. And you know what? Now in Africa, there are some beautiful countries in Africa with interactive brokers. You can start investing in the stock market. Easy. Whether it's 10,000 francs a month, 20,000 francs a month. If you're making $200 or $100,000, 100,000 francs, you should be investing at least 20,000. This is not just for the people in the United States, but unfortunately, we have that here in the United States, but people are not taking advantage of it.
Sure.
My brother, tell them about your community and your what's coming up from your end here.
I know. Anyways, folks, so feel free. You certainly can check me out on YouTube, Gustav B. Show, the UNF TV. And I'm actually preparing a very powerful seminar, which is going to help you with clarity, confidence, and strategies to help you get started. 90 days, you will be up and running and starting to see significant changes in your financial life. So join our community stage, stay connected. We are going to share information about that seminar. It should be coming up sometime in February. Information for that is going to be coming up. Early bird specials will be coming up too for that. And we have very limited seating. So the first few people who will get the information will be the ones who will be able to attend that seminar. It's going to be life-changing. So get yourself ready, and we'll see you soon. Until the next time, be well, be blessed, and by all means, never stop being a blessing to somebody.
Wow, it has been a powerful session.
Yeah.
Those are viewers, thank you so much for jumping in. Just to let you know, in February, we'll be putting out some great news. You know, there is a lot of work. World Smart has been working from the back end. Our coaching it's transforming, you know.
Actually, I have to join the inner circle. Congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
Guys, you have to join the World Smart inner circle. That's special.
Yep, we have our inner circle. This will be top notch. For just $24 a month, we will give you our blueprint on how we invest. We'll share our portfolios with you. Easy. You can ask us questions on our community. This is a no-brainer. If you don't have money to join our platinum, those are people that are paying us $6,000-$7,000 a year. So just do something. Do something, guys. Don't sit and be hoping for Father Christmas to come at your 65, because Father Christmas is not going to come. We have to start taking action now. And action means calling the people that have mastered this game, that have been in the game for a long time, holding their hands, let them work with you, because they will be the people that will be transformational in your life. Right now, Goose, I even have kids that are mentoring.
Yes.
You know,
Smart.
I have kids that are mentoring. These parents, they realize that they got into the game late. They don't
Mm-hmm.
want their kids to fall in that same trap.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so now we have Wall Smart for kids
Mm-hmm.
that we are mentoring
Mm-hmm.
kids. We're teaching them investment 101. We're
Mm-hmm.
making them understand if you're 18 and above, their parents open an account for them. Those that are less than that, they have custodial account.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so simple things. And this is our way to give back. We don't really charge
Absolutely.
much for some of these programs. So if you're interested in learning, in helping your kid, don't just buy them all these Roblox and stuff like that. Rather than you buying them Roblox, buy them stocks on Roblox. You know that Roblox is a public traded company,
That's right.
multi-million. So
That's
as
right.
they're buying
Billion
them
dollar
Roblox, they
company.
should be investing in Roblox. It's like you parents. If you're holding an iPhone, why aren't you investing in Apple?
Mm-hmm.
My
Mm-hmm.
brother, it's
My
been a good
brother.
day. It's been a
Joy
good
and
day.
pleasure, man.
Welcome
You take
back.
care. Of
Happy
course, absolutely. I had a
2026.
good time on the continent,
Oh
and it was
yeah.
a great reminder that,
Good to see
whatever
I'm
we're
wearing
doing.
the continent.
Le continent. Hey, you have a good one, man. We'll
All
talk to you
right,
soon,
then.
brother.
Yeah, peace.
Okay, man.